Welcome everyone, this is Hypnoser, and that is another episode of our gaming vlog. Based on my first ranked adventures, I came up with an idea of explaining the social hierarchy based on the League of Legends computer game. Now, let's perhaps start from the top. In top we have Challenger, Grandmaster, Master and Diamond. Below we have Emerald and Platinum. In the upper part then we have Gold and Silver, and at the very bottom is Iron and Bronze. Okay. So, what does that remind us? Okay, maybe we exit from the unnecessary stuff. Okay, now back where were we? So that is sort of our division, and this draws a lot of parallels to the previous hierarchy system that we used to have. Let's start with the corporate hierarchy, where we have the boss, senior leadership, mid workers and junior workers. Then we have, of course, the church hierarchy from which it comes from, and there we have Pope, archbishops and saints on top. We've got blessed later, and maybe regular bishops too. We've got then regular believers and those who didn't fit into the higher levels have become Protestants or reformers, those who failed to be believers. Okay, now let's go to the hierarchy of the Roman Empire, which is even older than the church hierarchy. Of course, at the top we have the Kaiser and Emperor and the royal family. Below we have some sort of patricians, senators, then we have plebeians, lower plebeians, and below those freed people and slaves. So that's how it compares to the previous hierarchies. And how does the hierarchic system distribute in our League of Legends? So as we see, a major part is in the lower ranks and lower mid-level ranks. That's the major part of the players. Then as we approach to the senior and boss leadership, the amount of people is quickly declining, and in the boss and higher leadership we have only about 3.6%, where the actual like emperor level is only 0.6%. And those numbers are based on the League of Graphs. Of course, this is changing day after day, but overall numbers are close to those. Why am I talking about all this for so long time? It's because I often heard the argument in the forum that if you don't have the high rank, it's not worth playing. I have to disagree with this, and actually lower rank is a very significant part of our population. If we included, if we said that there are only junior and high rank and included mid in the low rank, then it would mean that low ranks are essentially like 70% of players, which is quite substantial. So how to enjoy the game if we are not the high rank? Because low rank works on a completely different set of rules. What the low rank tries to do is they try exploring. However, in the ranked system, the exploration is oftentimes not rewarding, so they decide to give up and they stay in the lower rank for quite a long time. But it doesn't have to be this way. As we've shown on this channel, the exploration of new worlds is pathway to many abilities, some considered unnatural. Yeah, okay, keep pressing this button. However, to safely explore in the lower ranks, and I'm not just talking about the junior, I'm also talking about mid too. We need security systems, security tools that make the exploration easy and attainable. For example, in Minecraft, what I did is and Warcraft for that matter, is I used commands that via in-game console gave me the security I needed for further exploration. However, not always we have the ability to use commands, and of course the commands need to be used wisely so that we don't escalate the conflict with the players too much. And we need to test them first and stuff. That's pretty important part of the gameplay. Okay, so when we don't have commands, what do? We might try practicing, for example, on normals where people are less of a try-hard type, and there we can experiment with some more unusual combinations of stuff. Or if normals are too hard too, we can try playing against bots, although when we're talking about League of Legends, the bot system leaves a lot of area for improvement. It's stuck in the old era, but on intermediate you might practice. However, only if the bots are in enemy team alone, because in allied team, at least in 2025, those bots don't work too well. I haven't heard of any improvements trying to happen for now. Maybe they changes, but I don't know. Either way, so what is the alternative of the ranked system? As I said, exploration. And why exploration is better? Mostly because it opens our pool to the larger amount of champions, not just those who are top tier. And it also opens us to larger amount of map area, which lets us move more freely around and explore what is in our surroundings. Okay, I think I will continue this topic later on. For now, we're all done and dusted for this episode, and I assure you, more Let's Plays from multiple games like League of Legends, Minecraft, racing games, GTA, and all that stuff will be back soon. Great thanks for all of those who stayed till the end and listened to the presentation. See you then.